Hey y'all, it's Chrissy and Sahana. What's up? Today we're going to look at how to float from down dog to the top of the mat and a super simple drill that you can do to start to build the arm and shoulder and core stability that you'll want to focus on for your floating forward. Ready, Sahana?
Yes.
Here we go. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is run through a drill of moving from down dog into the crouch position that you would get to launch into your float, but instead of actually doing the float, Sahana's just going to glide really smoothly and stably into the plank pose and then back to down dog. And so the focus here is to stay contained with the TVA. Watch that video if you haven't yet. And keeping the elbows straight so that her shoulder girdle remains really stable, because that is what you need to be supported and get that light floaty feeling in your float from down dog to the front of the mat. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have Sahana come into her down dog. Her hands are shoulder width apart, wrist creases parallel, and fingers spread out for a nice broad base. Her feet, traditionally in down dog, would be hips width apart, but for the purpose of this exercise, the drill and the floating, I'm going to have her bring her feet together in her down dog. She's going to have a very narrow stance in her down dog. Now, she'll energetically squeeze her arms towards each other. She's spinning her outer upper arms down, or think externally rotating the upper arm bones. And then Sahana, go ahead and give a little push through your inner hands to send your chest a little further back. Notice how her shoulder extended towards the ears. Perfect shape. So she wants to keep that pushing action throughout this whole drill. Okay, first step, squeeze the legs together. On the inhale, lift the heels up super high. Legs stay together as she exhales, bends the knees, looks forward to her hands, and then on the inhale, she's just going to glide into plank pose, shoulders over the wrists, and then on the exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. She'll take a breath here. Good. Okay, second round. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, coil. Then look forward, inhale, glide to plank, maybe shoulders past the wrist this time. Oh, super strong. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Take a breath. Last round here. Watch her elbows, they never bend. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Look forward, inhale, glide to plank, shoulders past the wrist if you can. Exhale, pull the belly in to lift the hips up and back. Good, come down and rest in a child's pose. So, as you notice in Sahana, she kept her core contained, elbows straight, and there was that constant pushing to keep her shoulder girdle stable. So, all of this action, all of this prep, and even the breath work, it all is exactly the same when you go to float to the front of the mat. So this time, when Sahana comes up, instead of gliding into plank pose, she'll keep the same work of her plank push, but she's actually going to now jump to the front of the mat. When she does, she'll have the knees pulling in as close to the chest as she can while she floats, so that then she can land her feet as close to her hands as possible. Sahana, you ready to try?
Yep.
Okay. So she'll come back into her down dog. Again, narrow stance with the legs. Same setup. She's going to squeeze the arms towards each other. Spin the outer upper arms down and push through the inner hands. That's index and thumb. On the breath in, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees. Look where you want to go. And on the inhale, push the floor away as you float hips up and land. That was a beautiful entrance. Let's step back again. So notice that, into down dog, yeah. So notice that her elbows gave just a little bit. The first round, it's never perfect. So you want to try this a few times. Even for myself, I never really nail it until like the third attempt at least. So we'll always drill this a few times. She's going to try it again because she knows the elbows bend just a little. She'll keep a little bit more attention on that. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, hips up as you jump. Yeah, and exhale back. That was even better. You see how she got the elbows. Now we'll add one more piece. Sahana, if you can, I want you to let your hips go up even a little higher than the last time. And this is something you always want to work on. You always want to work to get the hips floating over the shoulders. And she's really close, so now we're just going to take it just a little further, just for refinement purposes. When she's ready, inhale, heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look, and inhale, hips up. Yeah!